Hello and welcome to Online Learning with Stephanie. Remember, maths is beautiful. In this video, we're going to look at changing base 10 into base 5 or 2, or actually into any other base system. The method is exactly the same, but we're going to look at examples for either base 5 or base 2. In the other video where we were changing base 2 or 5 into 10, we worked with multiplication. When we start with base 10 and we're going into another one, we actually use division, and the system is a little bit different. But the method that we're going to use is exactly the same to go from 10 into anything else. Let me describe it for you. Alright, we're going to use the same numbers that we used in other videos. So the first one we're going to start with is the number 116 in base 10, and we want to turn it into base 5. This is how we do. We start with this number, 116. And we're going to divide. Remember, this way it looks at division. We divide it by the base system that we're working into. We want to turn this into a base 5 system, so we're going to divide by 5. 116 divided by 5. Now, grab your calculator or do it in your brain, but it is equal to 23 remainder 1. And it's really important that you write it out like this, 23 remainder 1. We're not working with decimals at the moment. Just do whole numbers with a remainder. Okay, once we've done that, we take this number and that becomes our next one to be divided by 5. So we have 23 divided by 5. And that is equal to 4 remainder 3. Right now, we follow the same way. We take this one and we divide it by 5. 4 divided by 5 is equal to, well, we can't do it, so it goes 0 times and there's a remainder of 4. Now when we get 0 here, this is when we stop, okay? And we look at the remainders that we have. We have the remainder 1, remainder 3, and the remainder 4. And we're going to start with this one number first, and it becomes our last number. So if I draw 3 dashes, because we have 3 remainders, I take this one and I write it first, 1. I take the second one and I put it second here, and then I write this one here. And there we have it. There's our final answer. This is in a base 5 system. 116 base 10 is equal to 431 in base 5. Okay, it's a little bit complicated. There's a few steps, but let's practice it a few times and I think you'll get the hang of it. Okay, we're going to stay turning into base 5. Let's pick another number, 89. 89 base 10, and we want to turn it into a base 5 number. All right? When we're going from base 10 into another base, we're working with division. And we start with 89. 89 divided by, what do we divide by? That's right, the base that we want to turn it into, in which this case it's 5. 89 divided by 5 is equal to, get your calculators out or use your brains, 17 remainder 4. Okay, so we take this number, the whole number, and we're going to divide that by 5. So we write 17 divided by 5 equals, yep, 3, and there's a remainder of 2. Now we take this 3, the whole number, and we divide it by 5. 3 divided by 5 is equal to, we can't do it, so it's going to be 0, remainder 3. Now as soon as we get to a 0, we stop, okay? We don't go any further. And we look at the remainders, and this is going to be our number. We have 4, then we have a 2, and we have a 3. Remember, we're writing backwards. We're actually reading our number this way. 3, 2, 4, and this is a base 5. And there's our final answer. 89 base 10 is equal to 324 base 5. Okay, let's try it again with another number. Okay, looking at the number 193 base 10, and we want to turn it into base 5. So we take this number, 193, and we're going to divide by the base we're trying to turn it into. In this case, 5. 193 divided by 5 is equal to 38 with a remainder of 3. What do we do now? That's right, we take the whole number 38 and we divide it by, again, 5. And that is equal to 7 remainder 3. Okay, we take the whole number 7 and we're going to divide it by again 5. And this is equal to 1, remainder 2. Take the whole number 1, we divide it by 5. Now 5 cannot go into 1, so we have 0, remainder 1. As soon as we get to a 0 in our whole numbers, we stop. And we're going to read our number going this way. So the top one is the last number, 3, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 3, and this is now in a base 5. So there's our answer. 193 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 3 in base 5. Okay, now that worked all well and good for base 5, but does it work the same way for base 2? What if we have a base 10 number and we want to turn it into a base 2 system? Now, the good news is that it works exactly the same way. All right, and we're going to show that now. Just say we're wanting to turn numbers into base 2. We're going to start with the number 6 in a base 10. All right, this is from the last video. 6 base 10 into a base 2 system. Now, we take the 6 and we're going to divide it by what? The system that we are trying to turn it into. We want the number, last number, to be a base 2 system, so we're going to divide by 2. Okay, 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Remainder what? Yeah, 0. Now we take this 3 and we divide it by 2 again. And that's equal to 1, remainder 1. We take this 1, we divide it by 2, and it goes 0 times, and there's a remainder of 1. Now that we get to 0 here, what do? That's right, we stop. And we're going to read our number from the bottom up. So we have 1, 1, 0, base 2. Final answer. 6 in a base 10 system is equal to 110 in a base 2 number system. And you can watch the last video and check any of these numbers and see that they're matching up. Okay, another example. Let's look at the number 10 in base 10 and turn it into a base 2 number. What would it be? Okay, we're going to start with 10. 10 divided by 2, because we're moving into a base 2 system, is equal to, we know that it's 5 and there's a remainder of 0. We take this whole number 5 and we divide it by 2. 5 divided by 2 is 2, remainder 1. We take the whole number 2 and divide it by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, remainder 0. Then we take the whole number 1 and divide it by 2, and we have 0, remainder 1. Now as soon as we get to 0 on the whole numbers, we stop. And we're going to read our number up this way, from the bottom, the very last one up. And we have 1, 0, 1, 0, and this is base 2. Final answer. 10, base 10 is equal to 1, 0, 1, 0, base 2. Let's look at one more example. Let's turn the number 22 in base 10 into a base 2 number. I think I could leave it to you, but I'll walk you through it. We start with this number, 22, and we divide it by the base that we're trying to turn it into. 22 divided by 2 is equal to 11, remainder 0. We take the 11, divide it by 2 again, and we have 5, remainder 1. We take the 5, we divide it by 2, and we get 2, remainder 1. We take this 2 and we divide it by 2, and that equals 1, remainder 0. Take the 1, divide it by 2, and it equals 0, remainder 1. Yep, and you've seen it. We've reached 0 in our whole numbers, so we're going to stop there. And we're going to read our number starting at the bottom going up. So this one first, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. And this is base 2. So 22 in base 10 system can be written as 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, base 2. So I hope that you're ready to give this a go. I'm going to put some practice numbers for you in Google Classroom so that you can try this out. Have fun with it. Remember that if you're changing from a base 10 system into base 2 or 5 or any other system, you're going to be using division. If you're working the other way and you're going from a 2 or a 5 or anything else into a base 10, you're going to use multiplication. And you can use a place value table if you like. All right, that's all from me for now. Have fun doing math.